Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Botany, Auckland, New Zealand, for this New Zealand Ice Hockey League game between your very own Botany Swarm taking on the Phoenix Thunder. Yesterday we saw the Botany Swarm take a 4-1 win to end the day off yesterday. A pretty even game in all remarks. Swarm probably definitely deserved to win the game, but Dunedin were pretty much in it the whole time, getting a lot of scoring opportunities. I'm your host, Bryce Rouse, alongside Sam Numerov. What's going to happen tonight?
Oh, man, I think we're just going to see a tough contest between these two teams, evenly matched up. I think, Swarm are going to look for Grace Harrison to repeat her performance again. I mean, she just stands tall in goal, and she can almost single-handedly win games for them. So I think we're going to see a tough contest, and I think both teams are just itching to get on the ice and play game 2 of this round.
Absolutely, yeah, it is both teams' last game of the season today, so nothing's going to be left out there on the ice. I'm expecting a pretty good physical game, and I hope we do get one too.
Yeah, absolutely, and I know the crowd would love to see the physicality come into factor, so you and me both, the rest of the crowd, that's going to be a great night, mate.
It is. So we'll do a little bit of a time warp right now and take you into some of the highlights of last night's game.
And Thunder win that first. I think it was Swarm took that away. Vortanov can't connect with Hill from the centering pass. Nice play into the centre. Oh, and Vortanov was all alone. If they could get that, he got the rebound though. Great play there from the Swarm lineup.
Yeah, big setup play there by Ivan Dalmatau. A little backhand to go past his man.
Yeah,
tried to find a centering feed, and then puck just tipped out onto Vortanov.
Sends it down low. Back up to the point for Darling. He's got half it in the centre ice, but it's tipped away by Hopkinson now. Hopkinson with it. He's got a bit of space. 2 men on him, though, and he's knocked over as he got a backhander off. Easily handled. Cross ice now to Enright. Enright's got a man in front. Devlin, and gets it to him. Shot. Nicely held on to by Grace Harrison. Shoots back over to Simon, who can't quite hold it. Banks it up the boards and finds Cole. Cole, centering pass, coming perhaps, not quite. Tip. Nice play from Sandoy there to chip the puck away from the attacker. Oh, Devlin with the move. Sandoy reaches his big long stick out and got a piece. Just waiting for the benches to get sorted. Peter Haxel gets us underway. Has plenty of pressure down low here, and that one just held on to by Grace Harrison. It was Ian Ordis pestering away there with the puck. But they put it back into the corner as he pops out into the centre ice. Shot, scores!
Gregory.
Pass from the point. A pass from the sideboards there, sorry. Yeah, they couldn't quite clear the zone. Tip back. And from the hash marks, finds the man again, Gregory, and then he shoots that one over the blocker of Harrison.
Shoulder or anything?
Got the whole season, off season to recover.
Exactly.
Oh, and that one bounces in front. And Puckett, I believe, tips it in. Shot from the point from Sandoy, and it went wide.
Yeah, Morgan Blair just unable to
bounce off.
Clear that.
Yeah, kind of deflected, and it went to chip around by one of the Thunder defenders, but he couldn't get it behind the net. Stiley with it again now. He's going to go for a skate and look for some options. He sends it right up past to Enright. It's just taken away from him by Simon. Jonsson now, he's got Kozak on the other side. Kozak shoots, he scores.
Beautiful move there.
Yeah,
Kyle Jonsson setting up Andre Kozak.
That's right, and it came from Simon in the blue line here. Tip, there goes Simon, tips it up. Just bounced over the Thunder half-ed stick as Jonsson just got hold of it over the 2 sticks of the Thunder defense, and Kozak. As Kozak can't quite clear the zone, but Jonsson does. He gets it back up for Kozak. Kozak now trying to get around his man to the net. He does. Does he get it all the way? What a play by Kozak, just driving around the defender, Steitley, I believe it was.
Yeah, great work from Johnson, though, to get that puck and then get that pass up.
Yeah, here's the replay here. Just drives around Steitley and holds on to the puck, gets it clear of the stick of Moore. And Peter Hexel at centre ice.
And we're underway here for the third and final period here at Botany for game 1 of the weekend. Try to find Taller on the far side, but the pass was a little wayward. And Simon only gives that to Dylan Devlin. Bad move. Here's Enright. Oh, went on the forehand, couldn't get a shot off. Good back check. Moore seeing that and stopping that. Here's Simon. He shoots and scores.
Nice play there from the Swarm. The Steitley did well there to manage that first chance and blocked Reed Cole from getting it. Now Reed Cole comes behind the net, finds Simon up high, who shot bounced, might have come off. Good hustle there too.
Here he is. Trying to find Whitson Lee, couldn't get a backhand shot off. Steen went to the net. Puck's
still
just
loose.
Scribbling around in front, and that goes right into the chest of Moore, who was on all fours. As the Thunder look to clear their zone. Gregory will find Lewis. Here's Lewis. Forehand shoot, scores!
Yeah, great play from Lewis there. It just sort of bounced back to him, didn't it? Here we go, the defensive play up. And Gregory looks up, finds, just came off Lewis and then back off the defender to him. Nice, hard, low shot between the legs of Grace Harrison.
Yeah, Thunder still with it, probably get one last chance. No, they won't, as Hill will find Vodanov. He's got 3 seconds.
Shoot.
Rip one, son. And that hits the netting, and that will do it here at Botany for game 1 of the weekend between the Botany Swarm and the Dunedin Thunder. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Hive in Botany. I'm Bryce Rouse alongside Sam Numerov. Swarm versus the Thunder, game 2 of the weekend, last games of the season for these both teams. It's going to be physical, you know, they've got nothing to lose. Both teams can't make the playoffs, so they might as well give it their all.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a bit of a slugfest. I think both teams are just going to leave it all out on the ice tonight, and, you know, fans are going to love to see that, and, yeah, hopefully we're in for an exciting night of hockey.
Yeah, the game finished off quite physical yesterday, and both teams were just doing some end-to-end hockey plays. So I think if that starts from the get-go here, we're going to be in for maybe game of the season contender.
Yeah, absolutely, Bryce. Really excited to see what these boys can dish up.
Should be fun. We do have Grace Harrison starting in goal again for the Botany Swarm, and the Thunder will be going with Mr. Shuck, Toby Shuck. He'll be in goal today. He's probably 6'3" or so. He's an absolute unit. So we'll see if he can help his team to a win here this evening at the Hive. As the Swarm players are heading to the bench. And Tyler will be the referee, main man here this evening. The officials had a pretty good game yesterday. Every call, in my opinion, was right and correct. So good to see.
And the Swarm going to look to get some of the younger guys some ice time here with Ivan Del Mato and Jesse Steen and the rest of them, you know, giving them some ice time in the rest of this game.
And we're underway for the final game of the season for these two sides. As Harford has it up at the point for the Thunder, try to bat it in. Puck comes out. As Harford will receive a pass from his other D-man. And that's going to go all the way down for icing. So the Swarm will get a face-off in their attacking zone. Very tall goalie, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely, a complete giant, but you're going to need to have something to match up against Grace Harrison. She's just an absolute warrior in the crease.
There's a little kerfuffle around center ice, comes onto the stick of Lewis. Swarm will clear. It will be Vordanov going for a skate down this left wing. Trying to find a centering pass, but just bounced over the stick of Max Hill.
And a big saucer by Vordanov. He's just so good at passing, getting it through a bunch of players.
So the Thunder will get it out. Gregory picked off before he could get a pass away. As Max Hill will just bat that in and get a change, but that will be icing. You got to love it when players do try sneak off on an icing, and the zebra comes and catches them out.
Absolutely, the unenviable job of the ref to come and try and find who was on the ice before the icing and drag them back off, especially when it's late in the shift. That's the last thing you want to do is get back on the ice for a defensive zone draw.
And a shot on by Ian Orders goes wide. Darling will just bat that in deep. Devlin's there. He'll give it to Enright. He'll try to go around the back, but Hopkinson reads that play. Luke Simon pressured on, does get a pass off to Vordanov. Here's Hopkinson.
And a nice hip check there to
was,
bump him off the puck.
That was Blair with a nice hit on Hopkinson. As Darling will just slow things down. Using the body well. Pass goes all the way down, so icing is waved. And Michael Atwell back on defensive duties again here tonight. As Kozak bats it in, Jonsson given chase. Thunder will be there first.
So we've seen a lot of end-to-end action here, not really a lot of time setting up in each other's offensive zones, and more just trying to get some chances off the rush here as we start the game with just under 3 minutes done.
As Jonsson's rubbed out on the board by Steitley. As Grace leaves that, Andy Hayes first there. Sorry, it's not actually Grace Harrison in net tonight, is it?
Yeah, so we've got Connor Parr making his first start. Youngster out there looking to get his first win in the NZIHL.
Thunder unable to clear as that comes off Puckett. Here's a chance. Forehand shot there by Cole, but a good save there by Shuck. Good to see Reed Cole back in the Swarm mix. Pretty skillful player when he needs to be.
Skillful player and someone who knows how to use that size, Reed Cole. Everything you want in a power forward.
With a very old school styled helmet as well.
Yeah, spray painted black.
Must have been a white one he brought over from North America.
Yeah, or stolen.
As Blair knocks that in deep, keeps the puck in the offensive zone for the Thunder. And calm as you like, Mr. Tula finds Vordanov, who had a little bit of speed, but Darling was there. And Vordanov will get the puck back. He's pressured there by Enright. And Blair comes away with the puck. Almost looked like he got tripped, but no call. Here's a Vordanov shot. Comes off the shoulder of Shuck. As Tula will, deflection. Good save there by Shuck. Good shot from the point from Stefan Tula. Took a wicked redirect, but Shuck was all over it.
Yeah, it looked like Del Mato trying to get his stick on that one, redirected out of the goalie's path.
As the Thunder will look to break out. As Flight receives a good hit there from Atwell to stop his tracks. Tap into Kozak. Misplaced pass, but Hopkinson does come away with it. Try to make a move, but he had to go through two Thunder players. Kozak with it. Poor pass. Thunder able to break out. And Tappan unable to clear that. plenty of Swarm bodies back though, so no trouble lurking. As Kozak will just go for a skate. Here he goes. Almost a hooking call, a shot on. Shuck covers that up. Jonsson unable to get a good piece on that shot, but great work by Kozak. Always lurking dangerously.
Yeah, and Kozak just got such good edges. He's able to drive around the outside to wait for his players to come back, feeding it out in front, trying to get that tap-in goal.
As NZIHL shoots, and that's straight into the chest of Shuck. So the big goaltender getting a few early looks in here. As the Thunder win that, here's Harford. He'll go up to Gregory. Pass intercepted in middle ice as Whitson Lee will have it for the Swarm. First look at Remy Sandoy tonight. Absolute talisman defenseman in this league. And almost found a streaking Reed Cole. As Cole will be there first, he's pressured by Harford. Here's Puckett, finds NZIHL, he couldn't get a decent shot off. Puck still on the stick of the Swarm as they'll be batted into the corner for Whitson Lee to pick up. Good hit on Whitson Lee from Harford. Can expect to see a few more of those tonight. As Thunder will come away with it. Here's Allen. Gives it to Gregory. Shot on, but it hits hits Tula in front of the net.
The Swarm doing some good shot blocking in front of their rookie goaltender.
As Vordanov will go around the back of the goal, still with it. Still with it, Vordanov looking for a shot. Good block by Darling. He looks a little bit sore on that. Vordanov with a shot right in front. Puck is finally covered up by Shuck.
And that was Del Matau again looking to get that rebound. And he's been hungry around the net, and I wouldn't be surprised for him to continue to push to try and get a goal in the last game.
So it'll be Del Matau versus Devlin. There's a shot on from Hill. Just put it wide though. Wasn't a good opportunity there for him. As Darling will try find an exit pass, but that's going to go the length of the ice and will be icing. So the Thunder not breaking out too well to begin this game, and the Swarm definitely getting a few chances already. So it'll be Taylor against Devlin. And here's Steen, passed it to Atwell out of the zone, and he'll just bat that in for Simon to give chase. As here's Enright, he'll just rip one. Good pad save there by Parr.
And Parr with his first save of the game, making it look easy. Oh,
and they score! Devlin did all the work and put a pass on a plate for Enright to just tap it home.
We can see going cross crease. Looks like Parr just hung up on that short side post for a little bit, unable to get all the way across. And that's a tough goal for any goalie to stop, as you have to go all the way across your crease to make that save. So Thunder will play with a 1-goal lead, and we'll see the Swarm look to counter quickly to even things up at a home crowd.
Here's Steitley up to Reed. Shot on from Flight and receives a good hit too from Sandoy.
And Parr just kicking that away in the corner, obviously unfazed by that last goal.
Swarm unable to clear. But the Thunder also unable to keep that on their stick as Jonsson will have it in the attacking zone, waiting for options. Here's Hopkinson. Shot on, straight into the chest of Shuck. Rebound around the back. As Flight misses that, and Kozak will have it. He'll go around the back of the net, centering past Hopkinson. Couldn't get anything on it. Tried a rebound attempt on the backhand, but Shuck covers that up.
And that's the second time we've seen Kozak use those edges to drive around the outside of the back of the net, looking for that centering feed. So it looks like definitely a strategy that the Swarm are looking to continue for the rest of the night.
The Swarm win that draw. Shot on from Tula, but that misses everything. And the Thunder will wrap that around. Harford's giving chase, but Whitson Lee will be there first. Simon will just bat that in. Reed Cole in Crosby's office. Unable to do anything with it though. As Harford passes it only to the defenseman of the Swarm in Tula. And Simon will find Gavin Puckett on this near side. He's stopped in his tracks there by Harford. And the Swarm will just bat that in and they'll get 5 players changing.
So definitely a theme we're seeing here with the Thunder, looking to play the body first and continue that physical play.
As Hill fluffs the pass, but Vordanov comes and tidies that up for him. Unable to get through King. And Enright's pass picked off. There's Vordanov once again. Rips one on, but good block by King. Devlin coming to have to tidy up. It's on a spin move. And Enright clears, but they're only passing to the opposition defenseman at this time. As Dalmatau tries to look to make a couple of nice moves. And Devlin does well to get that out of the zone. And they'll just bat that in, delayed offside. As Kozak will have it. Doing well, he had 3 players by him. Around the back of the net, centering pass. Hopkinson couldn't get anything on it though. Swarm looking to start controlling this game. There's Kozak once again. And the Thunder will come the other way. Soft shot on net, pad save. And Enright will just dump that in for Wilson. Centering pass, Flight couldn't get anything on it.
And it looks like Parr just getting a little stick on that to poke it out of the way.
And they score! Tane Allen on the wrist shot above the glove side. A little bit of a kerfuffle and then just, rips that block aside. Top cheese.
It looks like the Swarm are going to have to try and work to tidy up in front of the net, making sure that even after Parr gets that first save, that rebound is controlled by the defenseman. And it looks like that might have been the first goal of the game, of the career for our goal scorer as they take that puck and save it.
All covered in the season fees, I presume.
Yeah, pucks are expensive now.
As Parr covers that up. So Swarm definitely need to probably get the next goal, or this could maybe start getting out of hand.
Absolutely, yeah. The Swarm looking to just get some momentum. I mean, it is a home crowd, but you can easily let the game slip away with a couple quick goals like the Thunder have done.
As plays stopped as the clock in the arena was not where it should be. And a shout out to my man Baz at home. sitting here watching the game. Big Swarm fan. He's got his new ice skates next to him as well. Good on you, bud. Cheers. Here's Puckett. Oh, offside though. Received a good hit from Darling as well.
That was a little after the whistle, but it looks like it was still following through from the play, so no hard feelings between Puckett. That's just part of hockey, Bryce.
It is, it is. I wish we had a senior league that still had checking in it with some rules around it, like obviously charging is extremely frowned upon or something, just so we can get a little bit of biff back in the game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was important, though, to also know how to receive a hit as much as it is to give one, because you don't want to be out there getting hurt. And we all have work the next day, so you don't want to show up hurt.
Centering pass, but picked off there by Reed Cole. As the Swarm looks to try to get something going. Here's Whitson Lee. He'll rip one on. Shuck, glove save. Rebound, though. Puck out in front. Thunder do clear. The puck is out.
And Hill back covering for the defenseman.
And the Thunder will have an opportunity here. Here's Gregory. Rips one on. Didn't need to make a save, though, as I hit someone in front. And Max Hill's actually playing defense here tonight as well. Gregory shot from the point. Good pad save there by Parr. Sorry, that was Stitley with the shot. Not sure how soon Parr saw that shot either. Here's Stitley. Rips one. Redirect in front. Parr makes the save. Thunder still in the attacking zone. As Atwell's finally able to clear. Here comes Max Hill. Vodanov with a one-time shot, but Wilson blocked that. And Stitley's pass picked off. Here's Dalmatel. Tried a little toe drag and gets pushed around.
But able to recover it nicely in the corner is Dalmatel.
There's Sandoy. Andy Hay, one time. As Devlin will give that up to Ian Orders. Devlin with it. Oh, crunching hit there by Andy Hay on Devlin. Here's Kozak with a bit of speed. Oh, he's tripped up.
And it looks like a hooking call against Kozak. As Kozak just streaking into the offensive zone. And when you enter the offensive zone with that much speed, you know, you're going to force your defender to do something drastic to try and stop you. So Kozak using those wheels to good effect, even if it doesn't eventuate into a scoring chance. You know, his team's going to go up on that man advantage, and they're going to look to get one back with 2-0 to the Thunder with just over 7 minutes left in the first.
So it'll be that top line out there for the Swarm, but the Thunder able to clear it as Orders found the puck on his stick, so he just got rid of it. Here's Kozak on the near side, finds Hopkinson. Little source pass that Kozak does well to keep it in as Devlin was on his tail. Kozak shoots, off the post and down.
And Kozak with his stick in the air, thinking that he scored that, but it looked like it just hit the top crossbar.
Yeah, it was a different sound, to be honest, because, and someone's getting thrown in the bin here from the Swarm bench. But the sound that it made, Sam, it wasn't the sound of iron. It was kind of the sound on that back brace in the goal, to be honest.
Yeah,
right?
It was a bit of a hollow sound. You can definitely see how the Swarm would be confused. But looking from up here, it did look like it hit that that crossbar and bounced out. But you know,
yeah, definitely made a different sound, not the usual ting. You know, it was a little bit more deeper than that.
But definitely, if you think you score, you gotta celebrate it. You know, it's just like play to the whistle. It's as when you think it's a goal, you gotta celebrate. Let the officials know. So Kozak almost drawing the penalty and then capitalizing it on it himself.
So Vodanov will be sitting 2 minutes for mouthing off, it seems. And the rest of the bench weren't too happy with it either, so maybe he's the one who had to cop the penalty. Could have been someone else, but as Harford's pass over to Stitley was picked off by Cole. And Thunder just putting that in, icing waved. So we've got 4-on-4 for another minute. Here's Harford, lots to shoot at, and scores! Ben Harford going block aside. There was an acre of space to shoot at, and someone of his quality isn't going to miss one of those.
And a nice battle in front by the Dunedin Thunder player to take away the eyes of Parr so that he's unable to see that shot coming in on his far side, and beats him just over the shoulder. And the Swarm really needing to get this next goal to get some momentum back. You've seen it. We've seen it in the past with all the offensive weapons that the Swarm do have. It's definitely capable, but they're gonna need to do something quickly here.
Yeah, I think the fans are a little bit shocked as well, as their team has definitely looked like the better team, but they see themselves 3 goals down. Johnson trying to get something going, centering pass, a rebound in front, but Blair was there to clear that. As Tula makes a nice move on Darling. Slows it down, finds Johnson on the left. He leaves it behind and receives a good hit from Darling. It's the story of this league. You can be dominating a team and always find yourself down by a couple of goals. And here comes Lewis, no way through though, as Atwell had a good stick in the lane. And King's out of the bench, absolutely hustled off to get Devlin on. And speak of the devil, shoots on, scores! Devlin goes 5-hole. And holy shnikes, it's a 4-0 lead to the Phoenix Thunder. Great work there by Devlin. Just rips it. What's going on, Sam?
It just looks like the Thunder are outworking the Swarm here, you know, playing a bit more physical than the Swarm. You can see it in the corner battles. I think the Swarm are really going to have to up their level of physicality if they want to contend with the Thunder here.
As Harford will have to track back. Tries to put it up. Enright's on it. Andy Hay will do well. Finds Johnson. Johnson with it. Try to find Kozak, he does. Couldn't get a shot off though. Puck isn't cleared. As Johnson tried to find a centering feed, but some Thunder players were in front of the net. Here's Johnson, centering pass. Goal is well off its moorings, as we'll get a whistle on the play.
And it really looks like the Swarm are trying to get that behind the goal feed to the man in the slot to try and bank it home, but the Thunder doing a really good job of keeping the house formation and making sure that there's always at least 2 people in front of their goalie and just boxing out any of the Swarm players looking to get that rebound.
As Vordanov will put that behind the goal. Max Hill trying to do something with it. Picked off here by Stitley. Here's Simon. Finds Dalmatel. Simon again, but couldn't get a good shot off as the puck was bouncing. Try to pass up to the point, but it's picked off there by Orders.
And I think what we're seeing, Bryce, as well, is a Thunder team that feels like they underperformed a little bit during the regular season, so they're playing with a bit of edge, a bit of chip on their shoulder.
Well, almost a goal there. Orders found Reed, but unable to put it home as he was at the back door.
And a bit of contact there with Parr, but the goalie, the refs are going to let the game play on.
As Reed will try to do something with it, but Simon bats it out. Nice catch by Harford. Finds Tom Wilson. And we're going to get a slashing call on Vordanov. So the Thunder will go on a power play here, looking to maybe try and make it 5 goals in this first period. And back to what you said before, Sam, yeah, you're right. I'm sure both of these teams, they've had some really good games this season, but I'd say why these two teams didn't make playoffs, just weren't consistent enough. That's probably the bottom line.
And a nice glove save there by Connor Parr, showing that he's not rattled by those 4 goals and flashing the leather, and that one's got to feel good for the young goaltender. But yeah, 100% what you're saying, Bryce. It's all about consistency in this league, and it's not always the best team that wins it all in the end of the season. It's the most consistent team.
Absolutely. When you work hard, good things will happen in this game. As Orders try to play a little bit of a cute pass through the legs, but it's hits the skate, and the Swarm will bat that all the way down. As Harford will just turn around again. As the Thunder look to get going here. Here's Shared. Leaves it on for Gregory. Didn't know too much about it though, had to turn. The Swarm will clear.
And this is what the Swarm need, a good penalty kill to try and get some momentum back. And sometimes, you know, all it takes is a good penalty kill, and then you come out, you're even strength, and good things will happen.
Here's Jackson Flight, but a good hit there by Sandoy, or else he would have been on goal alone. There's Andy Hayes throwing his body around, good to see. Here's Gavin, puts a weak shot on. Made Chuck make a pad save though. And we're going to get a penalty here against Devlin, as he was roughing up Puckett, who didn't even have a stick. So not sure how they got tied up.
And Puckett always in the mix. Always one to get involved in the physical side of the game. And when you have players like that, this is what happens. You draw penalties, and it looks like the Swarm are going to finish up this period on a man advantage after 20 seconds.
Draw one by Cole. Tula with it. Try to go round Steitley, but shot on, but didn't get through. Tula trying to clean up. Cole just missing the pass. Harford will have it. He just bats that into his teammate. As Shed will just put it in deep. Vordanov will come away with it. Puts on the brakes. Shed getting back. Good forecheck by him.
A bit of rough stuff after the play between Tula.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of that for the rest of the game. Here's Vordanov.
And that's what the Swarm need to do, just try and throw these Thunder players off their game.
Couple of shots there, one from the point, and that will do it for the first period. Thunder with a 4-0 lead here, as the Botany Swarm need to go rethink their structure here tonight.
And the good thing is the Swarm will start the second period with a 50-second man advantage. So hopefully the coaches can go into the dressing room, give their team a bit of a pep talk, say, look, there's still 40 minutes of hockey left, and we've got an opportunity to get a quick goal right off the bat. So the Swarm will look to regroup and start the rest of the game off with a bit more fire.
That's right. So go grab yourself some food and a tasty beverage, and we'll be back here shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined here by Ben Harford of the Dunedin Thunder. Thoughts on the game so far?
Oh, can't complain at all. We've come out for a real hot start. I mean, we're just absolutely rolling on all cylinders and getting pucks to net and getting goals. Can't complain.
Yeah, you guys were a little bit under the pressure there a bit, but coming out with 4 goals, I'm sure you've shocked the Swarm people.
Yeah. I mean, great way to end the season, at least to start the game so far, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So throughout the season, I've seen you guys have some amazing games, and then, just like the Swarm as well, had some amazing games and then not so great games. How do you keep that family vibe alive so well when the season isn't going too good?
I think we just got to be realistic, really. I think we all went into the season knowing we had a really young team and it was probably going to be a bit of a development year. And then we've shown throughout the season that we have our moments and we can play together well, and then we just think back and reflect on those moments. And when we have our tough games and our rough moments, we just look back on that and be like, yeah, we know we can do it. We just got to knuckle down and stick together.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've seen you guys play some really good hockey this season. So going into next season, anything that you guys probably need to work on more or do less of?
I think fitness is definitely going to be a big one. And I think just a year more maturity on a lot of the boys. I mean, we've had, a lot of time in the box throughout the season and some tough periods and stuff. But I think if we get a bit more maturity and we don't get our heads down when we are down, I think we keep our heads up and keep going. I think we'll have a good year.
Yeah, it'd be really good to see you guys and the Swarm do really well next year, make the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the Red Devils have definitely bounced back this year, which is good to see. And then kind of Stampede's gone a little bit not as good, but they're still pretty good.
Yeah.
But the playoffs should be exciting.
Yeah, it's awesome to see a close league, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. So what are your thoughts on this game? What do you guys got to do to keep on top?
I think we just have to keep it simple, keep playing the way we've been playing, really. Keep getting pucks at net, try to stay out of our zone, try to stay out of the box. Keep our speed up, yeah.
Awesome. Are you going to play Ice Blacks this season?
It's going to be tough with work. We'll have to see. I'm finishing uni this year and starting work, so it'll be a lot tougher next year, I think, but we'll see what I can make happen.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone, and thank you for coming on, Ben.
Thank you.
All the best of
Enjoy
luck for the rest of the game.
We shall.
Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Hive in Botany, Auckland, New Zealand, and welcome to wherever you are in the world. You're enjoying some New Zealand Ice Hockey League action, and it's especially good today because it is the last games of the season for both these sides. And we do have a rookie in net for the Swarm.
Yeah, so we're seeing Connor Parr with his first NZIHL game. And a bit of a rough start for him, but he'll look to bounce back, and he has made some good saves, so you can tell the confidence is still there. He just needs his team to help him out in front.
So Swarm are on the power play here for another 40 seconds. As Vodanov will start the attack in the zone. He wraps it around. Sandoy will be there. Here's Dalmatau. Finds out well. He fans on the pass. And this is a break here. Here comes Lewis. Forehand scores! Jack Lewis gets a lovely breakaway. Look at the pace. Nice move. Well, not the start of the second period or for the game for that matter for the Swarm.
No,
So
that's definitely not how the coaches drew that power play up, as an unfortunate bounce at the blue line for Atwell just causes him to miss that shot, and a nice breakaway for Lewis there, and he'll be stoked with that one.
as Tula will put a shot on. Stick save there by Shuck. Back to even strength as Devlin is out of the box. He'll go straight back into the action.
So pretty much the most ideal penalty kill you can get for a team, getting a shorthanded breakaway goal for the Dunedin Thunder. And that just goes to show the hunger the Thunder have. Up by 4, they're still looking to pounce on every opportunity.
Yeah, as Ben Harford did say, they're looking to finish this season strong to take a little bit of that into next season. Puck goes up and into the netting, so we'll get a face-off.
And I think the Swarm here just have to simplify, you know, get it into the offensive zone, get set up, move that puck around, and start putting some high-quality shots on the Dunedin Thunder goalie. Because right now it just looks like a bit of back and forth, and the Swarm are losing those rush opportunities against the Thunder.
As Tom Wilson will come away with the puck. Try to look for a hooking call. As Tula will pass it up to Richie Hopkinson. He's got a little bit of space to work with. Goes backhand shot. Good pad save there by Shark. Hopkinson still with it. As Flight tries to clean that up. Here's Darling. Gives it on to Blair, who will retain the puck behind the Swarm goal. Centering pass, but no Thunder player could get anything on that. As Whitson Lee will have it. Dodges a hit and gets hit again. Kozak finds a pass to Atwell. Shot on. Good save there by Shuck. He's looking well in so far in this game as Shuck. Here comes Atwell. He rips one on and just goes wide.
And that might have gotten the outside of the post there as he was looking far side.
Still with it, Atwell, another shot. That goes wide as well. Whitson Lee with a shot. The Thunder will break out. Here's Reed. Try to run a centering pass, but Parr's all over that.
And Parr doing well to hold on to that one with a streaking Lewis coming down on the other side looking for that backdoor tap-in. And I can't imagine what it would look like as a goalie to have one of these players barreling down full speed towards the goal looking to put one in. I'm sure glad it's not me.
You'd probably have to get some goalie pads first, Sam. As King will have it for the Thunder. Here's the captain, Harford. Clears the zone, but the Thunder will bring that back in. And Parr will cover that up as Flight was coming. Try to get a sniff on that. So it'll be Ian Orders up against Vordanov. Vordanov wins that one. Andy Hay will put up the wing for Dalmatau, and he'll just bat that. Max Hill's going to be first there, so icing will be waved. Thought there was someone on this near side, but no one was home. And the Swarm hit that in. Sandoy and Vordanov giving chase. Sandoy with it, looking like a power forward at the moment.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is the Swarm really like having their defensemen getting involved offensively. They just need to make sure they don't get caught low and give up an odd man opportunity. As Hill with a nice deflection, making the goalie to make a quick save.
As Devlin will bat that up. Hopkinson bats that out of midair and just dumps and chase. Gregory with a nice move. Clears it, but only as far as Luke Simon. Johnson almost got the pass over to Hopkinson. Here's Orders the other way. Ian Orders, shot on, try to go from the impossible angle above the blocker. But Parr doing just enough to stop that. And here's Kozak, he's got Johnson in the middle. There's Johnson scores!
And what a beautiful feed by Kozak. Faking shot and then going cross under the stick of the defender to set up a beautiful one-timer for Johnson.
So just 4 goals for the Swarm to tie this up.
And Kozak thinking to the refs, right, you're not going to give me that goal, I'll get an assist instead. And setting up perfectly. And a little bit of life back in this building, Bryce.
Hey, just a little bit. I'll give them a chance when they're within 2. Hey, still plenty of hockey left to play, so.
Absolutely, more than half the game still left. You saw what the Thunder were able to do in just 20 minutes. And the Swarm now have 35 to tie this game back up.
As Tappan dumps that in. Here's Puckett, he's got Whitson Lee in the middle. Finds Reed Cole, couldn't get a shot off though. Puck is cleared. As Allen will have it for the Thunder, he'll give it over to Harford. He'll find the speedster Lewis. And puck still in the zone. Here's Lewis. Centering pass, no one there though. So the Swarm looking to still play with some intensity. And good work there. Here's Lewis, centering pass, but just in front of Wilson. The Thunder not committing too many bodies into that. But here's Steitley with it. You just wrap around the back. Sandoy will be there for the Swarm first. Gregory to the point. Weak shot on.
And looking like the Dunedin Thunder are on the power play, the way they're just moving it around in the zone as it finally pops out. But some good offensive zone time for the Dunedin Thunder.
And here's Lewis once again. He gets battered into the wall there by Luke Simon. As Tula looks for some options, finds Dalmatau. Here's Vordanov, centering pass, but Swarm player was on the all fours. And looks like we'll get an icing call. So the shots are in favour of the Swarm, 20-16 at the moment. As Darling will give that over to Orders, he'll get it back. Enright tried to bat it up, but just whiffed it. As Darling tries to spin away from Dalmatau. Nice kick pass to Devlin. Here's a good chance for Ivan Dalmatau. Got a good chance here. Backhand, couldn't get the shot off. Oh, golden opportunity there for the youngster. I'm sure he'll want that one back. I saw him do an amazing goal on Monday night. And one of his under-18s training.
Yeah, sometimes when you just get that much time and space and you're not expecting it, you can overthink the move, and it looks like Dalmatau there trying to reach into his bag of tricks and maybe just too big of a bag for him to handle.
Hopkinson with a nice move. Almost went all the way too, as Shuck was unable to cover that up. And the deflection in front looks like it hit Hopkinson in the head area. As Devlin will wrap that around for Harford. And he'll try to clear that all the way. Icing waved off as someone got a touch on it. And Atwell with a good hit there on Reed.
And that's what I like to see the Swarm start doing, is just finishing their checks.
Almost a goal there for the Thunder, as the puck did have a nice rebound out in front, but no one was there for the Thunder. This game's starting to heat up a little bit now. There's Wilson to Flight with a shot and straight into the arms of Parr.
And Parr doing well there not to give up a rebound, as a Dunedin Thunder player was streaking towards the net, hungry for that rebound opportunity.
So it'll be Whitson Lee versus Sheard. And Puckett will come and corral this. He's got 3 men to beat. Finally get some support, but the Thunder will come away with it. Here's Lewis. We've all seen the speed he's got. Lewis again couldn't get anything on it though, crashes into the goalie. Maybe looking for a penalty there, but no call. As Enright will give it up to slightly at the point. And here's Andy Hay going for a little token skate all the way, and we're going to get a penalty on the play. It's going to be Sandoy for a little bit of afters with Lewis.
So a bit of frustration there from the Swarm boiling over. And Bryce, that's not what you need when you're down by 4, is to play short-handed.
Definitely not. Maybe it's the Swarm's turn to get a short-handed goal then.
Yeah, maybe get a breakaway.
You know, Janssen likes to always play quite high, so. Oh, opportunity at the back post, but they couldn't put it away. Puck still scrambling out in front.
And here's Janssen streaking after it.
And Harford looking to go coast to coast, still with it. Here's the captain. Shot from a tough angle. And we're going to get another Swarm penalty. As Shuck was trying to motor to the bench so they could get an extra attacker on.
And it looks like Jansson's going to go sit for 2. And that's one of the dangers that you risk when you do play aggressively on that penalty kill, is you can get caught deep in the zone and end up trying to get back in the play. And it looked like Jansson there going for escape but getting stuck behind, forced to make a desperate play to stop the odd man rush, and he ends up sitting, and it's going to be a 5-on-3 for the Dunedin Thunder. So a real big test to the Swarm to see if they can kill this off and then go back on the offense to try and make up some of that goal deficit.
Puck comes out though. Reed's going to have to get the play started. Here's Steitley, showing a little bit of his pace. Just gives it up to Devlin. Oh, Reed just missed the pass. Not sure if he even attempted it at that or...
Yeah, it looked like he thought there was someone to the side of him and he was letting it go to them, but no one there.
So 55 seconds on the 5-on-3. As Jansson and Sandoy are having some frosties in the penalty box. Shot on there. Parr covers that up very well. Swarm don't want to commit too many numbers on the man with the puck. They're able to clear that.
Yeah, it's really important in this situation for the Swarm to make sure that they stay in formation. Don't get dragged over to that puck and leave someone on the far side for that easy tap-in goal.
As Gregory will leave that up. Here's Harford. He finds Enright. Harford, shot on, hits the glass behind. Darling to Harford. Another shot, takes a deflection. Numbers here, here's Harford. Darling, boom, and hits the side netting. Ripper of a shot. Here's Orders, here's Harford. One time, ball straight into the hands of Parr.
And Parr making some great glove saves this game, flashing the leather on a couple occasions as he gets some stick taps from his defensemen showing their appreciation that he's doing a good job to keep this a 5-1 game.
So it's 5-on-4 now for 32 seconds. Swarm once again clearing that. Doing extremely well this penalty kill. Steitley's first man back as Enfield came and cycled round. Here's Reed. And offside on the play. So we will have a face-off just outside the attacking zone. Definitely some good chances there for the Phoenix Thunder in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, and a great cross-seam pass into a one-timer that just hit the side of the net, but that was looking deadly. And a gaping net for him to aim at, and just hits it wide.
Here's Flight. Receives a big hit there from Gavin Puckett. Here's Reed though. Finds Enright, he shot on, rebound attempt.
And a great save by Parr to close the wickets and prevent the 5-hole goal there. And it seems like as this game progresses...
Here comes Jansson, oh, just lost it though, centering pass. Slightly able to do enough.
Bryce, it seems like as this game progresses, Parr's getting a bit more confidence and really making some great saves.
There's a shot from the Thunder, hits the mask of Parr, and he covers that up well. Yeah, he is definitely starting to make some good saves. He's definitely in the game now.
Absolutely, and standing tall when his team needs him. We'll see if the Botany Swarm offense can try and ease the pressure on him and put a couple in the net with just over 7 minutes left in the second.
So we're back to even hockey now. Swarm doing extremely well to kill off those last two penalties. As Shuck made that look harder than it was. As Ordis gets the clearing pass, but unable to corral that as Dalmatau will try to lift that over. Almost got it back as well. Very audacious. And offside on the play is shared. Doesn't like the call, but the Zebra was in a very good spot to see that.
And Dalmatau just so tricky. Got such a lot of options that he can use when he's entering the zone and just tries to flip it there past the defenseman. And it almost works, and he almost gets another breakaway.
As NZIHL will have it for the Swarm. Try to find Dalmatau, but that bounced just over his stick.
And Dalmatau hungry for some redemption off that breakaway opportunity, as he's almost had two now in the past 60 seconds.
As Botany picks that pass off, he's got some speed. Fakes the ripper, centering pass, but hit the skate of Harford. Well positioned was the captain. As Flight will gain the zone. Swarm trying to clear, but Thunder doing well. NZIHL with it. Game number 251 for NZIHL. As Lewis got a backhand attempt, and Parr's going to have to cover that up. Pretty even game so far once again, but the score is 5-1 to the Thunder.
Yeah, it looks like both teams have kind of settled in this second period, with the majority of those goals being scored the first.
Here comes Skeen with a bit of pace. Young boy with a bright future ahead of him in this league.
Yeah, for sure, with a nice rush opportunity.
It's the young line out there of Soncody, Taylor, and Skeen. Here's Soncody, gets tripped. Nothing, no call from the ref. And surely that's offside. It will be, as Enright was a metre ahead of the play there. That young line doesn't look too bad, do they, Sam?
No, they definitely have a bright future ahead of them. And it's nice to see the coaches giving these younger players a bit more ice time, recognizing that it is the last game of the season. And, I mean, I definitely think they're stepping up and filling that role. In a couple of years, you know, they're going to be having that role where they're going to be key players on this team.
And there goes Gavin Puckett. He's a battering ram out there. As Wilson flattens Atwell.
And Atwell just putting his body on the line there, knowing that he's going to take a bit of a beating, but he manages to separate the puck carrier from the puck.
As Tappan try to find Reed Cole. Haven't seen much of Cole so far in this game. It's definitely the young boys getting a run today. Centering pass, but no one home there for the Swarm. Wilson will pick it up. Try to leave it on for Gregory, but the Swarm see that play happening. And Tappan making a nice move for a defenseman. He'll just play it off the boards. Steitley up to Lewis. Just dodged a hit, did Steitley. Here's King, shoots and misses everything entirely. And Puckett, unfortunately, leaving the puck behind.
As it hits off the ref.
Stick, yeah. Here's Kozak making a nuisance of himself again. Hopkinson to Jonsson, shoots on, but shucks his head all the way, makes a nice glove save.
And those cross-seam passes for the Swarm, I think we'd like to see more of them, because it's really difficult with such a tall goalie to get a nice opportunity straight in front, and you kind of got to get them moving from side to side to free up some of that net. Because, man, Shuck is a giant in there.
He is. He sure is. His pads almost go up to the crossbar.
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't go up much higher than the top of his pads.
A shot on, but that hits the side netting. As Andy Hayes unable to clear. A shot from the point. And Pa sees that all the way and covers that up. Devlin and Sandoy. Devlin doing a little fall again as he did yesterday, trying to milk a penalty.
And it must be nice if you're Connor Parr to see Sandoy, giant human, just clearing out the other team in front of your net. Definitely got to give you a bit of reassurance.
And another shot there by Devlin. Parr makes a good save.
On a tricky angle through traffic.
As Kozak will just put it back for Andy Hay. Tries to go up the left, but Enright's going to intercept that. But Johnson intercepts his pass. Interception after interception here. As puck didn't go over the blue line, so there was no offside.
And it looked like the Swarm player is just getting a bit too eager there, looking for this big breakaway pass.
Here's
and
Devlin.
getting kind of
He's got
stuck
a
out
good
of the
chance
zone.
to shoot. Tried to find Enright at the back post, but couldn't get a decent shot off. He did, but it went wide.
Hopkinson getting a bit of glove as he's on the bottom of that pile.
As Orders finds King at the point. And Andy Hay will almost found an outlet pass to Johnson. He has. Johnson trying to get the puck though. Kozak unable to keep that in for the Swarm. Kozak still with it. Wanted a tripping penalty, but
Yeah, looking on in disbelief. So it looked like skate just got clipped by the Thunder player. The ref's intent to let this game just roll on.
here's Hill trying to do something. He's got a couple of guys on him. It's starting to get quite physical out there. Good stuff. And Dalmatau with a hit on King.
The youngster throwing his weight around.
Surely King's got the weight advantage in that matchup.
Hey, Bryce, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
As Gregory's gone one-on-one here with Luke Simon. He's going to get past him, but just put the puck a little bit too far ahead. And shot on. Parr makes a good glove save. And Vordanov comes and pushes. And we're hopefully going to get something here. Seems to all be stopping.
And it looked like one of the Thunder players was shoved by a Swarm player into the Swarm goalie.
Yeah, it was by Vordanov.
As Parr has just been copping a bit of a beating today with the Thunder players just falling on top of him and smashing into him on the rush. But to his credit, he stood in there.
So the Thunder will love this. Another power play opportunity. And two centers are tied up there a little bit. Here's Tappan, he's able to get it out. As Steitley will just circle around the back of his net. Only 10 seconds to go.
One last rush opportunity here.
Gives it to Reed, who can't corral that nicely. Atwell will be there, and that will do it for the second period. I'm sure we're going to see a lot more physicality for the rest of this game, which is very exciting.
Definitely, but a lot better period for the Swarm there as they're able to tighten things up and get a goal of their own. And I'd like to see them continue that, just playing with a bit more structure and realizing there's still plenty of hockey left and that they don't need to hit the panic button just yet. And Connor Parr standing in there, getting some some congrats from his bench on a really good second period. For his second period of NZIHL play. That's pretty good, Bryce.
It is indeed. He was only born in, sorry, they've got his birthday wrong, but nonetheless, we'll take a quick break and we will see you back here in about 15 minutes.
Tom Tappan here with the Botany Swarm. Tom, not the start that your team was looking for that first period, but definitely a much better second period. What did the coach tell you in the dressing room to kind of tighten things up?
Oh, it's a good question, mate. It's not the way we wanted to start. We've sort of proven to ourselves all year that we can play much better than that. So I think between that locker room and between the periods, it's about resetting, rethinking it. How do we play better in front of our goalie, clear out those rebounds and do the simple stuff much better?
Absolutely, yeah. It looks like that second period, there's definitely a lot more support for your young goaltender, Connor Parr, in there. What's it like to have a youngster in goal, and what's kind of the talk around supporting him amongst the team?
It's exciting, man. Connor's been having a hell of a year at training. He's honestly made strides since the season began, and to see him out here getting his first start tonight's pretty special. Like I said, we didn't give him the support that he needs in that first period. Simple things like clearing the rebounds. You saw him in that second period, though. He's really dialed in now, so I'm excited to see him carry that through.
Absolutely, Tom. And it being kind of the last game of the season for you, how would you describe this full season for you in terms of maybe some goals that you had set for yourself and going into next season, stuff that you're looking to improve on?
Well, for myself, man, honestly, just happy to be here. It's been six seasons between my last NZIHL stint, so it's just a pleasure to be back on the ice and have a good group of guys to, get that social element of hockey back into your life. And when you don't have it, you always feel like you're missing something, so just happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a good day when you can step on the ice with the boys, eh?
For sure, man. Just, keeps the smile going, so it's bloody good.
Yeah, there's no game like hockey, eh? And we got one question from our followers here. We've heard that you described a bit of Quadzilla. Maybe give us a bit of your workout routine to get those quads pumping.
Get the quads pumping. Yeah, I don't know. I like to do some good body weight squats. Get the body weight in there. You don't want to injure yourself with anything too crazy. I have to shout out to my big little brother Harry Tappan. He likes to get the Zercher squats in there. Horsepower athletics, he likes to call it. But no, not for me. I keep it nice and simple.
Nice, mate. Well, thanks for your time, Tom. Best of luck going into that third period.
Beauty, mate. Thanks.
Cheers.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Hive in Botany, Auckland, New Zealand, for the last game of the season for both these teams. Your Botany Swarm taking on the Phoenix Thunder. The Thunder with a 5-1 lead, and they will start this period with a minute 33 on the power play. Also, I hope you enjoyed that figure skating show during the break. We certainly did up here.
Absolutely. Great display of skill from Auckland Black Ice as we look to get this third period underway, with the Botany Swarm looking to build on a much better second period.
As we're underway for the final frame here of the season for these two teams. It's been pretty evenly matched besides the scoreline.
And you heard Tom Tappan in that interview talk about just cleaning things up in front of Parr, making sure that those rebounds are handled, and giving him the support he needs in his first NZIHL start.
Yeah, definitely thrown into the hot seat. But why not, as he's going to look to get a few games in this league in the near future. So why not get him prepared early?
Absolutely, and it's a bit of a balancing act between making sure that your veterans are getting the time that they need to give you that win, but also giving the young players enough time. And
a goal! A shot from the point from Devlin. Looks like it hit Reed.
Yeah, on a crazy deflection out front.
We'll see here.
And a backflip Ronaldo-like kick results in a goal.
I think it might have come off the helmet almost.
That's how I score, off the helmet.
I take it you would be allowed to score with your head in ice hockey as long as when you make contact, you're below the crossbar, right?
If it's not intentional, because there was I believe there was a play a couple years back where a Blackhawks player, maybe Shaw, tried to headbutt the puck in, and they ended up calling it off. But if it goes off unintentionally, yeah, I guess it's a good goal.
So icing waved off here as Woodson Lee tried to clear that, but Allen will keep it in for the Thunder. Gregory's lurking in the slot area, but Luke Simon's going to come away with that for the Swarm. Try to find Reed Cole, but that's a little bit too far in front of him. But Tula's there. And Puckett coming and joining in. As Woodson Lee will
make a nice move around, but just misses the puck.
As Puckett gets the stick whacked out of his hand. Here's Gregory. Couldn't get a shot off.
Nice job by Atwell to get his stick in there and prevent a good shot on goal from the Thunder player.
As Allen had some pace there. Centering pass, a shot on there by Orders, but a good save by Parr.
And it seems to be a theme of the night. When Parr lets one in, he just counters with a great save. So showing that he's still got confidence and not letting these weird ones phase him. And right there again, we see a great pad save from Parr on a close opportunity.
And Hill avoiding a huge hit there from Darling. Allen with a shot. Good glove save there by Parr. And Dylan Devlin is now actually playing in the defensive pairings. Actually, scratch that. Now he's gone to forward. So maybe he's double shifting. Shot from the slot from Flight, but blocked in front by a Swarm player. Andy Hay with a nice little shimmy. Thunder trying to turn it over though. Here's Dalmatau. Try to make a toe drag move across. but Darling was there.
And Dalmatau with Atwell there on a 2-on-1 might have been better suited to throw that puck and a pass across, trying to hit Atwell on the far side. But Dalmatau hungry for a goal, and he's been pressing all night. And with just under 17 minutes, there's still time for the youngster to put one in the back of the net.
Absolutely, as Steitley receives a hit there from Sonkodi. It's the young line out there for the Swarm, so you know they're fit.
Oh, I'd love to see this young line just get involved in a bit of physicality. You know, it is a big step up in this league when you're playing with grown men and they throw their body around. So when these youngsters get the opportunity to play with a bit more physicality, it's really going to help them on their learning curve.
As Simon receives a hit on the far side, gets a little bit tangled up with Flight.
Yeah, right in front of the ref, but no call there on either player, so the ref just letting them play on.
And here's the speedster Lewis. Try to go through everyone, but Sonkodi will just bat that in. Swarm will change up 4 players. As Ben Taylor's up in the action there, throwing some hits. As Flight will, oh, he scores! No way. From a long shot that Connor Parr could not handle. Check this out.
And that looked like it was going high over the net, and Parr might have been better suited to let that one fly over the top of the net, but that's just a learning experience for the young goalie. And a rocket of a shot nonetheless from halfway.
Yeah, he did the shot and kind of turned away and started going for a change, and then his teammates all celebrated and he thought, you're joking.
Just goes to show any shot on goal is a good shot on goal, regardless of what league you're playing in. So you got no other play, get it on net.
As Shed will find Gregory, but that's just ahead of him. Tapping over to Atwell. Here's Hopkinson, he's got Kozak, who gets it. Puts on the brakes. Try to find Hopkinson going back post, but it hits the skate of Orders.
And a nice pass by Hopkinson to get that through 2 Thunder players' sticks. A little bit of a sauce across the ice.
There's Atwell, shot along the ground, hits traffic in front. Centering pass, no one really knew that was coming. As Kozak's unable to corral that, so Darling will start the breakout. And here comes Kozak once again.
Trying to make a move between his legs. A nice check by Winston Lee to bump the Thunder player off the puck.
Kozak, nice move. He's had a few options, but a good stick in the lane there from Allen. Oh, bad pass there. Here's Gregory. Rips one. Good stop, rebound. Good pad save there again. Sandoy will pick it up. He's got a bit of pace too, gets out of trouble. And just offside on the play as Cole tripped himself up while heading into the blue.
Trying to do everything to avoid being offside, but not enough for Reed Cole. But Remy Sandoy looking to go coast to coast like butter on toast.
Here's Reed Cole though. Quick shot on, shucks his head all the way, gave off a rebound, but the Thunder defenseman there to clean that up. Here's Puckett. Try to find a pass to Tula, but unable to as, oh. And that's going to be a penalty on Lewis as he pretty much clothesline Luke Simon there.
Yeah, looked like a real high hit there from Lewis. And we'll see if this is a 2 or a 4. So it looks like we'll see a 2-minute penalty. And not a lot of time left for this 6-goal deficit on the Botany Swarm, but we'll look to see if the power play can get something going, with Dalmatau getting a chance on the Swarm's top power play unit.
Shot on there from the slot, Max Hill, but straight into the chest of Shuck.
So it's nice to see Hill and Dalmatau get a chance on this top power play unit to close off the Swarm's 2023 season.
And here's Hill, finds Vordanov low. Simon tried to find Tula, but had to give it to Vordanov as the puck would have gone out of the zone, which it does. Puck does come out again. Here's Dalmatau. Vordanov just has to bat that in to avoid the hit from Harling. Sorry, Harford.
And it looks like the Swarm just struggling to get set up in the Thunder zone, and the Thunder doing a good job of pressuring the puck and making it difficult for the Swarm to get any good traction on this power play.
As Hopkinson will find Atwell to Tula. Back to Atwell. Atwell still with it. Tula was going, and that will be offside as the puck was just over the blue line. So the Swarm, not a very good power play thus far. So they'll get some fresh troops out there.
Well, it's not the Swarm's typical #1 power play, so definitely still a little bit of kinks to iron out there.
As Atwell will have to track back. Slows it down a little bit. Gives it off to Whitson Lee, who's cycling low. Receives a big hit too from Blair.
And the Thunder bench loving that, as that hit occurred right in front of them. It's always nice to see your younger players stepping up and playing the body.
And we've got a whistle on the play as the net is on. The draw, Kozak with it. Sandoy doing well to keep that in. Puck might come out, it will. Bit of a bouncing puck, but Flight just whips that in, goes right around the boards. Back to even strength as Lewis has come out the box. Oh, centering pass, could have been trouble. As Lewis will get the puck back. Thought Gregory was on the near side, but he had just jumped off. As Sandoy will give it over to Tula. And Lewis was in the lane, so he stopped that. Cross-check there by Sherd on Whitson Lee. Goes unnoticed. As King leaves the puck there for Taylor to come pick up, shoots and just put it wide. Here goes Devlin down the left wing. Leaves the puck behind. Lewis with a low wrist shot.
A nice save by Parr, equal to the task on that one.
As Stitley will give it up, pass intercepted though. Here's Tula. Puts one on, but Stitley getting a good stick in the lane to block that.
And the Thunder doing a really good job of making sure that there's always a player between the Swarm player and their goalie.
shot there from Simon. Looks like the goalie might have got a little piece. As Tula's back there, he's looks tired though. And Luke Simon almost found Kozak, who was going towards the net. As Orders will try go for a little bit of a skate, backhands it into the zone. Icing is waved. As Tappan will go for a little run down the left. Avoids a hit. Goes to the point where Jonsson is. Hopkinson puts it low for Kozak. Jonsson with it. Leaves it behind the net for Kozak, who tried to find a centering pass, and Hopkinson almost scored on a backhand whack out of midair.
Maybe a bit of a baseball play.
Yeah, wouldn't have counted as the ref signaled it was over the crossbar.
An impressive display of hand-eye coordination from Hopkinson, though, just to make contact on that.
It was. As Atwell tries to get something going here. Still with it.
And it seems to be a really interesting theme for the Swarm to get their defenders involved in the play, as Atwell going coast to coast, carrying that puck himself.
And Parr has to cover that one up, as that went straight to his pads.
And the coaching staff definitely leaning on their veteran defense squad, with both Sandoy and Atwell getting really involved in the play, carrying it from their defensive zone into the offensive zone.
And the shots really favoring the Phoenix Thunder now, 37-25. As the Enrights batted up by Vordanov there. Dalmatau with it on his stick. Tried to make a toe drag move, but it wouldn't work. Here's Gregory with it. Wilson at the point. Try to put something on, and that hits the upper netting, so we will get a face-off in the zone.
And Dalmatau definitely a lot of confidence to try those types of moves as he's coming down on the offensive zone, but maybe just a little bit too eager to show off the moves he's got in a situation where maybe he should just dump it into the corner and get some forechecking pressure on it, as the Swarm have struggled to maintain the same type of zone time that the Thunder have throughout the entirety of the game.
As Reed picks off Andy Hayes, shot on. Put out a rebound. Devlin's on it. He tries to put a shot, but that goes through the crease. The Thunder definitely not easing up, as they want some more, even with a 6-goal lead. As Whitson Lee is pressured on there by Wilson. Puckett with a chance, shoots and it hits someone in front. Rebound attempt, Whitson Lee again, but Lewis tracking back.
With a nice stick by Lewis, just to get a little stick lift on Winston Lee, who was dangerous in the slot with the puck on his stick. And that's the type of defensive awareness from your forwards that you love to see as a coach.
As Whitson Lee will pick that up from Simon. Good stick there by Harford.
And it really seems like the Swarm just getting kind of stuck at the blue line, at the Phoenix Thunder's blue line, just trying to make one too many moves and unable to gain the zone. And that's really resulted in a lot of rush opportunities for the Thunder and a lot of goals.
Here's Enright, he goes past three, shoots and couldn't get it past Parr. The net is a little bit off its mooring. Golly will put that back.
And Parr doing the ref's jobs there, putting the net back on the moorings.
He probably wants to see this game over with, but he hasn't done too bad.
Yeah, all things considering, it's his first game. And you heard Tom Tappan during the interview saying that the coach really told them to improve on, making sure those rebounds are covered in front of the net and just giving Parr the support he needs. And a nice save by Parr to trap that puck in his chest protector and get a face-off. And it seems to be two interesting strategies, Bryce. It seems like the Phoenix Thunder are looking more to prove to themselves that, they can still do this on a disappointing season, whereas the Botany Swarm are looking to get their younger players a lot more ice time in preparation, already thinking about the next coming season.
Yeah, that's right. These teams will be definitely back for a vengeance next season, as they try to get those young guns flying a little bit higher and faster next season.
And definitely a theme with NZIHL with the addition of the Auckland Mako, who played a couple games at the start of the season, giving these younger players a chance to play at an NZIHL level. It seems like progression in bringing these younger kids up is definitely a focus for the league. And it's great to see, honestly, with hockey growing both in Auckland and the rest of the country at a great pace. Definitely a bright future for the sport.
Yeah, I happened to watch a little bit of an under-18s game on Monday night, and I was extremely impressed by the skill level of them.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of those under-18 players have had, NZIHL gameplay, and they're just bringing those youth leagues up with great progression, getting that experience in these top leagues and bringing that with them.
Yeah, I thought the final period might be a little bit more feisty, but both teams are just trying to score, as Kozak has a chance backhand and rebound cleared by Shuck. Sandoy will pick it up. Try to find Max Hill going to net. Sandoy with it, shoots, and a deflection in front. Wouldn't get through. Johnson tried to find Hill there, but was unable to. Johnson will have it. Try to find Andy Hay. Hill with a tough angled shot, and Shuck makes the save with his helmet and hits the upper netting.
So a bit more pressure there for the Botany Swarm as they get a couple of shots on goal and some good offensive zone time against the Thunder. But Shuck, standing very tall in net, is able to answer all those shots with some great saves of his own.
So Dalmatau against Devlin. As Dalmatau makes a shot, but good save there by Shuck. Great awareness. Simon with a shot, but that misses everything. Tula trying to make a pass, but there's a few sticks in the lane. As Devlin does quite well. And the speed to Lewis will wrap it around for King. And Reed will clear that one out.
And watch out as that puck flies into the Dunedin Thunder bench. And it looks like it was Enright getting a glove on there, protecting one of the coaches.
I think it was going to hit Moore.
Either way, preventing a hockey smile from developing for one of the Thunder players. And that's not how you want to get a hockey smile, Bryce, is on the bench getting hit by a loose puck.
Yeah, I think we might have to get some helmets for the coaches next season.
Definitely make that a priority for the league going forward.
And a shot there from Reed Cole, but a good save there by Shuck. Yeah, I reckon we'll go with bike helmets instead of hockey ones. Just so they look really funny out there.
Absolutely. Well, they're special players.
So I'll be on the lookout if there's a sale. As Tula tracks back, he's got N orders on him, but makes a nice spin to get around him.
And Tula's so good on his edges. It's really showing complete skating mastery.
Yeah, he's an extremely good defenseman. Very highly valued in the Swarm outfit.
Definitely a key staple for them, especially for a club that leans so heavily on their big defensive defensemen.
Here comes Enright. Try to find Jackson Flight, but a good stick in the lane from Puckett. And also no Mawson or Ollie Hay this weekend for the Swarm.
And no Polozov either.
That's right.
So definitely a different looking Botany Swarm squad than we're used to seeing.
And here's Enright. No, he's got a good shot on him, leaves it for Orders. He rips one and a great glove save there by Parr. And then Atwell comes for the clean out, nothing really in it. Maybe a few barbecue invites going out.
Yeah, asking the Dunedin Thunder player where they're going to eat after the game. Maybe the Dunedin Thunder player asking where the best places in Auckland to eat are. Just the usual stuff that you have in ice hockey.
They probably don't have time for dinner as they'll probably need to make their flight. But at least it's going to be a pleasant one to finish the season for the Phoenix Thunder. As Reed will give it to Enright. Sorry, that was Sherd.
Steen just over skating it. But it looks like this young line with heaps of energy looking to get on the scoreboard.
As Gregory does well. Does a pass up to Tom Wilson.
He takes a hit from Tappan.
There's Ben Taylor, he'll just put it in deep, no one really giving chase. As Shuck tries to clear, but Hawkinson's on that. He'll rip one, but straight into the hands of Shuck. He's done extremely well tonight.
Yeah, stopped 29 of the 30 shots. So a great evening for Shuck.
The 41-year-old goaltender. He's had a extremely good game here tonight.
So really the complete opposite, where we've got a goaltender who's a wily veteran of the NZIHL league, and then on one side, and then on the other side, we've got a goaltender with his first NZIHL start who's hoping to have the career of Shuck in the coming years.
So just under a minute to go here in the final period. Still 7-1. As Johnson, nice pass to Kozak, but just picked off by Steitley tracking back.
Just one too many moves for Kozak, as he did have a shot on goal, but elects to try and get a better angle. But a good back check from the Thunder player to lift his stick before he can make that shot.
Here's Kozak with it still. He's pressured by Darling. There's going to be a penalty on the play. Centering pass, but Johnson just misses it. Here's Hopkinson. He'll rip one, deflected wide.
And it looks like it hit off one of the Swarm players out front as they labor.
A pass to the net, but Shuck comes out and Sandoy scores.
And giving the Botany Swarm crowd here at the Hive something to cheer about. You can see Sandoy calling for that pass, and when he gets it, making no mistake, going 5-hole to bury it on Shuck to put a bit of a silver lining on what's been a difficult night for the Botany Swarm.
I'll give Shuck some credit there. He did get out pretty fast, but unfortunately didn't cover that area.
And good on Sandoy for bearing that, because when you call for a pass like that and get it, you got to make the most of it.
And deflected puck, but Parr does well. Just 0.6 on the clock remaining. So it looks like we won't get any more penalties here today.
Well, there's still 0.6 seconds left. You never know.
And there it is, folks. A 7-2 win for the Phoenix Thunder to finish off their season.
As the Swarm players congratulate Parr on his first full NZIHL game with his first start and making an impressive 33 saves.
Yeah, he definitely did pretty well on his debut game here in the New Zealand Ice Hockey League.
Absolutely. A 33-34 save game is nothing to scoff at. And although he didn't pick up the W, he'll certainly be looking to get his first win in the next season. And I'm sure we'll see him back in a Swarm jersey as both teams congratulate each other on a great season.
Yeah, just to sum it up for these two teams this season, probably just not consistent enough. You know, they played some brilliant hockey in a few games throughout the season, but just couldn't really keep it up when it mattered. The Swarm, they did beat everyone actually, but just couldn't get enough points to get into the playoff.
Yeah, and definitely a highlight for the Swarm, handing Queenstown their first loss, and I think it was 30 regulation games. So definitely showing that they do have the potential to go toe-to-toe with anybody in the league. But like you said, Bryce, it's just the consistency, and a lot of that will come with experience. You know, the Swarm do have a lot of young players, and so as they build up and the team develops that depth, we'll definitely look to see them put a couple more W's in the win column going forward.
Absolutely. So that will do it for these two teams this season, but the NZIHL isn't over, as we will head into playoffs in a couple of weeks. It should be a good playoff series to watch, and it's going to be interesting to see who finishes first, second and third, as it still is all up in the air. So
absolutely, yeah, the West Auckland Admirals with a 2-game series left against the Canterbury Red Devils to see how the standings will shape up.
yeah, that will decide who gets home advantage for that 2-3 playoff double game, which is best aggregate score over 2 games. So it's essentially a 120-minute hockey game, if you want to look at it that way. But we've had some fun here this evening, Swarm fans, and all throughout the season, and we want to thank you for your time and coming to watch and supporting, and all you guys down south supporting the Phoenix Thunder. Good on you. Best of luck to next season for these two teams. I'm sure they're going to bounce back next season and do some good things. So thanks for having us here today at the Hive, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Bryce Rouse, alongside Sam Nemirov. The NZIHL isn't over, so definitely do watch the playoffs. They're going to be extremely exciting. But nonetheless, we'll see you back here at the Hive next season for some more NZIHL action. It's been a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great evening.